Welcome back to the deep dive, everyone. And Jamie, I gotta tell you, I just finished reading this manifesto, and my brain is still buzzing. Like seriously, everything I thought I knew about starting a business, about getting rich, about being an entrepreneur, just shattered into a million pieces.
Oh, I know that feeling, Alex. It's like someone took all the glossy magazine covers, all the TED Talks, all the Elon Musk tweets, and just threw them out the window. This isn't about the next viral app, is it?
No, not even close. The author, Nick, he just comes right out and says, quote, everybody thinks they need a revolutionary idea or a get-rich-quick scheme to find success, something that has never been tried before. And then he just drops the bomb. You know what? It's all garbage.
Exactly. It's such a refreshing, almost brutal honesty. We're constantly bombarded with this narrative that you have to be a disruptor, a visionary, someone who's changing the world from 0 to 1, raising millions in venture capital, living in Silicon Valley, all that jazz.
Yeah, blue ocean, infinite growth, scalability and exits. It's the language of the modern business world. And then he's like, nope, most of the wealthy people in your town, the ones eating at nice restaurants and with country club memberships, they didn't disrupt industries. They started what he calls small, boring businesses.
Small, boring opportunities, he calls them. And it's not just a passing thought. He insists on it. He's met thousands of successful entrepreneurs, people with private jets, vacation homes who play golf every day, and their secret? None of them had a new idea, not one.
Wait, hold on. So you're saying all the Forbes 30 under 30, all the TechCrunch headlines, the Shark Tank pitches, that's not the common path to wealth? That's the publicized path, but not the most common?
Precisely. He makes a crucial distinction. The most publicized path is about being a walking legend, but the most common path to wealth through entrepreneurship is by chasing a small, boring opportunity. Think about it, Alex. Who do you know who's genuinely wealthy and financially free? Are they building AI, or are they, well, running a very successful chain of car dealerships?
Good point. I mean, I know a guy who owns like 3 car washes, and he seems to live a pretty sweet life. Doesn't seem particularly stressed, always on vacation. I never thought of it as revolutionary, just good business.
It's a sweaty startup. That's another brilliant term he uses. He lists them: lawn care, home service businesses, construction, trades, mobile hairstyling, interior design, SEO, bookkeeping, video editing, property appraisal. The key isn't the type of business, it's that these entrepreneurs didn't reinvent the wheel. They stuck with proven business models that work.
Stuck with proven business models that work. That feels almost rebellious in today's climate. Like we're taught to innovate, 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 to be different.
And that's what he calls out. He says entrepreneurship media has been lying to you. This mindset of needing a revolutionary idea is sabotaging today's entrepreneurs and setting our next generation of business leaders up for failure. Because let's be real, 99 out of 100 new idea startups fail.
99 out of 100? That's a brutal statistic. So all these brilliant, above-average people with above-average skills are trying to do something incredibly hard that no one's made work before. They fail, and they just give up.
They think they don't have what it takes, so they give up and go get jobs. It's incredibly sad, isn't it? Motivated, talented people get discouraged by chasing the wrong dream. He argues that most highly successful entrepreneurs aren't brilliant, don't have exceptional IQ, didn't go to top-tier universities. Some didn't even finish high school.
Whoa, really? So it's not about being a genius? Then what is it about?
He says they were consistent, they delayed gratification, they put their egos aside and did things they didn't necessarily find interesting, fun, or exciting. They did something boring. They hired people and delegated. They were salespeople. They picked a proven business model with weak competition and a lot of profit to go around. They launched a sweaty startup.
Did something boring. That just hits me differently. Like, the glamorous version of entrepreneurship is always about passion and excitement, but maybe the real wealth is built in the quiet, consistent grind of something unsexy.
Absolutely. And he gives his own story as proof. He's not brilliant, he says, didn't score off the charts on the SAT, didn't come from an entrepreneurial family. But his first company, Storage Squad, came out of a boring idea he observed while at Cornell. Students needed to store their stuff over summer.
Oh yeah, I remember that part. He was in an entrepreneurship class and everyone had these grand new ideas requiring pitch decks and millions. And he just had half a page of notes about a storage company.
Exactly. And they told him it wasn't scalable. It would never be big. There were too many companies doing it. But he saw a local company making $200,000 a year in profit just in Ithaca, New York, doing the same thing. And they were inefficient. Clipboards, no same-day appointments, bad website, employees sitting around. He just thought, I can do that better.
That's incredible. He wasn't trying to educate a customer base, he wasn't following his passion, he didn't need funding or a network. He just saw an opportunity to add value to my customers and trade that value for money as quickly as possible. And guess what? Storage Squad was profitable from day one.
And what happened to the 24 classmates with their complicated, fantastical ideas? They all failed to make a single dollar and went and got jobs. This guy, Nick, he built Storage Squad, sold it for $1.75 million, and now owns 50% of a company controlling 68 self-storage facilities, among other boring businesses like recruiting, real estate services, marketing, web development, insurance. His net worth is around $50 million at 35.
Mind blown. Seriously, $50 million from boring businesses that he just ran a little bit better than his competitors? And the kicker is, he says he doesn't even have a job in his companies anymore. He makes key decisions, jumps in when opportunities arise, but some months he hardly works at all and spends time traveling or playing golf.
That's the ultimate goal, right? And it brings us to the core concept of the entire book, the secret sauce, if you will.
Leverage. Okay, break it down for me, Jamie. Because honestly, when I hear leverage, I think of Wall Street, debt, high-risk stuff. But he uses it in a much broader sense.
He does. He opens the chapter with this powerful story about his friend, a Harvard law grad, making $1 million a year at a prestigious firm, on track for partner. But then he's assigned a high-profile case that means he'll miss the birth of his first child. His boss tells him to suck it up, that these trade-offs are part of the price he had to pay.
That's a nightmare. And the boss himself is this embodiment of what his friend doesn't want to become. 50 years old, divorced, overweight, unhealthy, no relationship with his kids, 70-hour work weeks. Sure, he's rich, but he has zero control over his life.
Exactly. He had no leverage. He was at the top of a game, but it was a hot dog eating contest. The reward for getting good at eating hot dogs? More hot dogs. A lot of games that are glamorized by society aren't actually worth winning at all.
Wow, that's a gut punch. Society pushes you into these high-status careers, law, medicine, Big Four accounting, but you have to pick your head up and look around at what life is like for those who win that game after 15 years. Are they stressed, unhealthy, divorced? If so, you're playing the wrong game.
The wrong game for freedom, at least. Because for Nick, winning means choosing a career with a high return on time. This means you work now, but potentially get paid for a long time after the work slows down or stops. That's the path to freedom.
So, if you're easily replaceable, don't own assets, and have no other options, you have virtually zero leverage and your life will likely suck. But if you're hard to replace, own assets, have options, then you have a lot of leverage and you will call the shots.
And he breaks leverage down into 3 key components: network, skills, and capital.
Network, skills, capital. Okay, let's unpack those. Network first. He says it's not just who you know, but who knows you. Why is that distinction so important?
Because to build a successful business, you need other people. You need employees, partners, vendors, customers, investors, advisors. If people know you, trust you, and see you as someone who adds value, opportunities flow to you. Eventually, you can pay people to run your companies or convince them to invest with you. You become the person others think of when an opportunity arises.
So it's about building reputation and relationships that create opportunities, rather than just knowing people for one-off favors. Got it. What about skills? How good are you at making things happen?
This is where a lot of people get stuck. We aren't born with the ability to lead, hire, delegate, make good decisions. These are muscles. And his analogy is perfect. If you want to build muscle like Arnold Schwarzenegger, you don't just read about it, plan, or watch videos. You go to the gym and lift weights. Reading this book won't help you until you get out and put some of this stuff into action.
Skills are acquired in the gym by lifting the weights. That's such a clear, actionable way to think about it. You have to do the thing, not just think about the thing.
Exactly. And the third component is capital. He says it's 10 times easier to build a great business when you aren't strapped for cash in your personal life. Cash flow lets you hire, invest, take risks, and grow without the paralyzing stress of needing to make payroll out of your own dwindling savings.
Oh man, that's a huge one. Trying to start a business when every dollar you make has to immediately go to keeping the lights on at home, that's a recipe for terrible decisions, isn't it?
Absolutely. He calls it a massive advantage to have personal cash flow coming in. It allows you to hire ahead of revenue, move faster, and invest in growth. Otherwise, you're a broke bootstrapper who can't afford a mistake.
So,